Hello everyone, welcome to a beginner-friendly guide for Algeth'ar Academy. So today I'm just gonna show all the basics for the bosses, the ads, what to think about, and all the ads you can take together, what you can skip and everything, and then show what type of route I'm using and what have worked for me to do at least plus 16s and 17s. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. I'm just gonna really fast and say that all the dragon kinds that you can choose, the red one gives you verse, the green one gives you healing increase, the blue one gives you mastery, the black one gives you crit, and the yellow one gives you haste. So depending on what your main stat is, I would recommend you to pick the one that your main stat is. First of all, I would recommend always to start with 3. But you can go to the bird if you have a rogue, which in my opinion is better, because the bird is horrible, and then you get heroism for the bird and the tree instead of the tree and the arcane boss. But I would say start with 3 on the beginning, but if you get a rogue in your main team, then try it out and see what happens. And the flower mobs and the flies are, I want to say easy, but they are kind of rough when you take all of them. But the flies have an ability where they enrages or powers the other mobs up, so taking both of the flies can be kind of dangerous. They also jump to the nearest party member and attack them, so in higher that can be lethal. That just straight up can be really dangerous. So long as it has CC. So all the flowers except the big one plus the flies can be CC'd, but the big ones can't. And the big ones only have one ability really, which is that they drop a seed under some places. Do not stand them. If you stand them, you get disrupted, and no one wants to be CC'd, so your team gets smacked. And normally if you pull too many of the flowers, say 3 packs, then just automatically right there you're gonna die, because it's gonna be a CC chain and you will not get out of it. So I would say take smaller packs in the beginning and be careful for how many flowers you take. Alright? Then before anything else, I would recommend you to download DBM or Lil Wigs. I would use Lil Wigs just because you can edit your sounds for every single ability, so you don't really need to look after an ability. You can just listen to one specific sound. For example, I have the chicken cackling when they drop the seeds, so I know directly, time to move. But I would probably say take a shorter sound, just because it can be a little bit buggy if it's too long, so it doesn't pick up on the next cast of it. For this boss, there's no really anything. He does one tank mechanic, which doesn't do that much damage. The saplings is kind of the team's thing to do. Just stay closer, boss, and don't get knocked. And then be ready to AoE and CC the big tree that you need to dispel, and go into it immediately when it dies. That one needs to be focused. And then try to positionate the boss so he doesn't stand in the circle, because he gets healed by it as well, which is not a good thing. Other than that, the small mobs are just hitting you when they spawn and apply a poison debuff, which is why you want one person to dispel you with poison. A monk or a druid or anything really that everything works. Right? This little fun wind ad does really 2 things. He hits you a lot harder than some might expect. He puts a tornado out, dodge it, it does a lot of damage, and the knockback you can cheese kinda nicely. Just take the ad back a little bit towards a pillar, and when he does his little wind puff, just go around the corner and LOS it. And then you keep going. It's a very simple ad, you don't really need to do that much with him. Just move him when there's too many tornadoes close to the ad, and yeah, try to help your DPSs out so they don't need to dance around a ton of tornadoes. Where are these birds on here? Well, these birds doesn't really do jack all. They just damage the tank. Just tank them up, AoE them down, stun them, kill them. That's all. The bird does two things, an AoE screech and a bleed effect on you. Before you could dodge it. I'm sad that you can't do that anymore, because as a monk you could just... This boss was so simple and to deal with, and if you're a dwarf it's even more simple if you screw the dodge timing up. But now, just pop a defensive if the damage gets too rough, take the balls to fire first, pop them, burst the bird down, pop every DPS cooldown you have because they take 75% damage increased, and then go back and throw in the wind balls. But wait until people have, either when the bird is low at like 20%, or when you guys have 3 stacks of the screech, because when you throw the balls you reset the stacks. So here I normally take the big pat with the big mana worm, the arcane ball adds in this front, and then take 1 pack of worms and just AoE them down. They don't do that much damage, just be ready for one thing, and that is the scepters are using a big AoE slam that will destroy your team if that cast goes out. You can stun it, CC it, whatever. Just make sure that that's interruptible. If you don't do that, then I would recommend to maybe do a little smaller pull so you can have a little bit better control, and then dodge the big beam that worm is doing. For the next pull here, you pull them on the bridge, you wait for a scepter to do their cast, if you don't believe in a DPS of course. You let the cast go, you interrupt it, then you keep moving, pull 1 pack of the mana worms, and then you run back. And then you kill them, and then you move forward. Then you can shame pull them into the big path with the big worm. On Sanguine weeks, I wouldn't recommend you to go further, because if there becomes too much sanguine and the big worm wants to stand in it, then it's kinda annoying. So I would just recommend to kill them and then go up to the platform where the boss will be. So on this platform, there's 3 things I would say you can do. You can either take them one-on-one each time, or you can take the pack to right and to left together. The reason why you can't take the middle with one of them is that the middle one has 2 books, and the books cast are technically asleep, I guess, where you need to interrupt. And when you have a scepters as well, you kind of want them to prioritize, but if the sleeps go through, then it's kind of fucked. So 3 sleeps are a little bit too hard to try to have under control. So those 2 packs works to take together after the scepter spell has been gone out, you have interrupted it, then you can pull them into the next one. Or the third one is that after the bridge, you take 1 mana pack and a mana worm pack up to this pack, kill them, and then you take another mana pack and go up here, take the Buddha elements, and then kill them. So you can try to take an easy pack with a hard pack to just make it a little bit smoother. For this boss, there's only one thing you have to do. Take orbs. Either you say to healer you're gonna take all of them, and he needs to dispel you on 3 stacks. Or you pop a defensive and take 2 or 3, and prepare for his Connell Blast. If you stand with a melee or a DPS, he's gonna get blown off. So try to stand alone with that so you don't kill anyone. When you reach 100 energy, he's gonna do a little rain dance, I guess. Just move 3 times, or you're gonna see this roll is just move until all of them are gone, and then go back to the boss. Depending on how many defenses you had to use on the boss, I would recommend you to always pull these two together, because they don't really do that much damage. And normally tanks have a lot of CCs and cooldowns, so you should be able to survive it. Just remember to interrupt the scepter, as always. What you can also do is that you can aggro all the mobs and then just run. Just interrupt what you can, just run off if you don't have any defensives, and just run back to taunt and be able to make sure that everyone is hitting you. Otherwise you can just run, because they will come after you, because there's a lot of like LOS places you can go to. One little nice trick with these ads is that evokers are gonna cast a bomb. Always gone on top of the ads with the bomb. It does a hell of a lot of damage, I swear to you. And when it comes to how you pull 2 packs each time. So pull these 2 together that I'm doing here, and then you can decide if you want to take the 1 pack to the left alone, or if you want to pull them together with the pack that stands in the doorway. Problem is, they are gonna start doing Blade Storm before they are gone into the room, so the DPSs might die. I would just say chain pull the first pack into the second pack, and then when the path has gone away from the door, you run in, take those, and kill them off. One more little cool thing you can do if you have a mage friend is that you can spell steal this shield that Restorer, I think they're called, cast. It is a bubble that they can spell steal that lingers for 30 seconds, and it gives the mage 50% haste, which is a stronger heroism even. So if they don't want to abuse that, then they don't really want to do damage, hey? And nicely done. We are on the last boss, and for you, this is a very boring fight. It doesn't do much. You suck you in, run away. It does a breath, dodge. The only thing you need to have a control over is the small circles. You need to make sure that the boss is not standing on top of one or are too close to a lot of them, because that's gonna get out of hand really fast otherwise. And now after the dragon is dead, congratulations, you cleared Algeth'ar Academy on a good kill level. And these are the routes I've been using, or my route I was using for these runs. I might switch out some stuff that I'm trying to figure out what the best thing is really to do. But yeah, as you can see, this gives you perfect percentage, and if you just take and do this, it's gonna be perfect all the time. And don't forget that if you have any question or anything, just ask in the comments. I happily try to help you out if there's anything, or if you just want the routes. And about the routes, I would recommend you to download the mythic dungeon tools, so you can make your own routes and see exactly how much percentage you need and what you can technically skip. That helped me a lot when I started out. But no further ado, thank you everyone again for watching. I hope these guides are helpful. I have no clue if they are, but they are a lot of fun to make. So please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll pull out more of these in the future. I really want to do all of them until season 2 gets released at least. I'm gonna try to pull them out a little bit faster. And I'm gonna try another thing that's gonna be interesting to see how that will go. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next in the queue. Take care everyone. Bye bye.